How's it, everybody, and a warm welcome to the Web3 show. I'm your host, Philip Kalinko, and I'm joined by my friend, CADE BERGMAN from the Joy Kingdom.
Oh, yeah, baby.
A reminder that nothing we say is financial advice. We are not financial advisors, and if you haven't already noticed, the Web3 space is incredibly risky, so please always do your own research. Tonight, we're going to be doing a market update. We're going to be covering what's trending, looking at news with Ledger, Porsche, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mattel and Hotwheels, Johnnie Walker, doing a bit of FTX, and yeah, lots more. So let's get straight into it.
Guys, Philip didn't have faith in me today. He texted me 1 minute ago and he says, starting 1 minute, I was like, he doesn't believe I'm gonna arrive 30 seconds early. Or 30 seconds before start time.
three seconds early, which is pretty much on time. But after last week, I just wanted to make sure that you knew.
No, I'm just playing. That's funny. It's good to see you, bro.
You too, my brother. How are things going?
Things are going well, bro. Things are going well. I thought I called the top on the Invisible Friends drop on 3D at 0.8.
Yeah.
Kept going. I was like, all right, that doesn't hurt that bad, I guess. It just did another 2x. It's cool. But
I saw it sitting at about 0.9 now, 0.9,
yeah.
0.95.
I mean, yeah. I'm cool with it. Like I every time if I call top or if I sell, I'm okay usually. Because I'm like, okay, I'd rather take the guaranteed profit right here than the risk that it doesn't go up. Because I figured with 3D, the Genesis Invisible Friends was at 2.3, and I was like, no fucking way, and 3D is gonna hit over 1. I was like, 1's got to be the max, and it just flew to like 1. What did it get up to? 1.3.
Did you buy a 3D on the secondary?
I had a connection. I was able to mint one, so I signed a nice profit. That's
incredible. That's a great profit. What was mint? 0.07.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Well done.
Yeah,
that's a great one. I mean, in this market, you don't often get a chance to make 0.7 or whatever.
Yeah, no,
that's incredible.
I will buy back in. I want to buy back into the 3D collection at some point. I'm pretty confident it'll drop a lot at some point.
Will. So I would wait at least 6 weeks and then see where it's at, reassess.
Yeah, and we can talk about, I bought another NFT, but we can talk about that later. I haven't bought NFTs in a while. Since I had the extra liquidity, I went and picked up something that potentially could be alpha, and I'm interested to see what you think about it. So we'll talk about that later, I guess.
Awesome. Let's do it in the Q&A.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Let's get into it. Okay, so looking at OpenSea, it's the last show of the month for us because our show's on Friday. There is still about 5 days left of the month, but it's just interesting to look at it from a monthly perspective. And if we look so far, November, we're sitting at 213 million on OpenSea, and whereas last month we were sitting at 319 million. So it does look like this month is going to be lower than last month. I don't know how much lower we can get, but that's what it looks like. And it's consistent with everything that we're looking at over here. So, for example, if you look at the number of NFTs that were sold so far this month, it's 596,000 NFTs, whereas last month it was 1.1 million, which is almost double. So to expect in 5 days for us to, double is not going to happen. So we are really, really incredibly low. And this has definitely been the hardest month in NFTs after already about 6 to 8 months of difficult months. We also see the same thing when we look at active traders. This month so far, 255,000, whereas last month in total was 335,000. So if you take a pro rata, we're probably going to be just over 300,000 this month compared to 335 last month. So we're 10% down consistently from last month, and last month was the lowest month since June last year. So yeah, definitely not in an easy space, and we can see this also on DAP Radar. If we have a look here, OpenSea volume yesterday was 5 million, Magic Eden 1.5 million, X2Y2 1 million, Looks Rare 685,000, Immutable X 655,000. And this isn't showing Blur, but I know Blur was about 2 million. So if we add that all together, we get to under 10 million in total across all the marketplaces for NFTs yesterday. And we do see the same thing here. We've got Bitcoin sitting at 16.5, also pretty much, a monthly low for us. And Ethereum holding up quite nicely at 1,200. But I do think the fact that we're saying that 1,200 is quite nice for ETH just speaks volumes about the type of market that we're in. If we have a look here at the S&P 500, Nasdaq, the Nasdaq's down on the day, just under 1%. S&P was up about 0.5%. So sort of, if you put it together, sort of tracking sideways. It's been a decent week since last Friday on the stock exchange. Overall, the stock exchange is up about 5 to 7% in the last week. But again, I don't think that we should get our hopes up. There's still, the jobs numbers are going to get bad, the housing numbers are going to get bad, and the macro is still bad. And as much as it pains me to say so, I do strongly believe that we are in for another really tough couple of months ahead of us.
Did you watch Alex Becker's video by chance? Do you watch him?
I do watch him. Which one are you talking about?
He just posted like a couple of days ago, and he said something that kind of reaffirmed something I was thinking. And he basically was going with the idea that the bearish sentiment, or sorry, the bearish play that might happen is the macro economy does something really fucked, like a FTX level situation where the entire market collapses even further than there are right now. And he said, basically, he was like, if that happens, crypto and NFTs are going to absolute shit if that happens. And so his point was like, look, that can either happen or we just kind of coast from here and it's just kind of shitty for a while. But that's kind of why I'm out of the market as well. Like the only NFTs I'm buying are NFTs that I can see myself flipping within the month. I just don't have any faith in it. Like even looking at Solana or Cardano or those coins that are just ridiculously yummy prices, I still can't qualify myself buying them yet. I just think that it's just not, it's just too early for me.
So look, I think the real capitulation event, the next one, could definitely be this Gemini. I've been listening to a lot of more knowledgeable people than me from different sources.
Genesis or Gemini?
Genesis. What is the exchange that's struggling at the moment?
I think Genesis is the one in the news right now, but Gemini is also an exchange.
No, so I think the one I'm talking about is Genesis.
Okay.
Where they've stopped withdrawals for the last week or so. They're trying to raise Genesis at least $1 billion, and now it's $2 billion, and looks like the same sort of story again. Obviously they've got that massive holding company, and it's slightly different. But a lot of people are saying if Barry, the founder of it, who's very well respected in the space, isn't going to put some of his money where his mouth is, why would any investors do that? He's cashed out hundreds of millions of dollars. Even if he puts 100 million in and says, look guys, I'm putting in 100 million, he would get a much better reception than he is now from everyone who's sort of saying, look, we'll buy it at cents to the dollar once it falls. If you're not going to stand by it, we're not going to. So I do think that's going to cause a big drop in the market again. So not in a great space. But again, this is mostly macro related. Yes, we're getting rid of the FTXs and the bad apples over here. I've also got there's some guys who are saying that Binance is doing sketchy stuff as well. So I don't know, bro. This is like the wild, wild west at the moment. So be very careful. I want to echo what I've been saying every week. If you've got any crypto on any exchanges, get them off any exchange, no matter how reputable you think it is. There's no need to have it there. Move it over to your MetaMask. Your MetaMask is self-custody. Move it over to your ledger, anything like that. But I wouldn't have any money on any exchanges whatsoever at the moment until all the dust settles and we see what's happening here.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool. All right, let's look at what's trending. And don't worry, we've got lots of really bullish stories for the space in general in our news segment coming up. So don't worry, it's not all doom and gloom. But we've got to be honest with you guys, and we've got to call a spade a spade. All right, so let's look at what's trending in the NFT market. If we have a look here, number one is Bored Ape Kennel Club. They said that the trial of Jimmy the Monkey is happening on the 5th of December, on the 25th of December. And if you look at the Yuga roadmap, then you see the trial of Jimmy the Monkey. He's got a box that he's holding, and that box has got a picture of a dog on it. So a lot of people are speculating that that means that it's going to be the time, like they've been saying the whole time, that it's going to be the time for Jimmy the Monkey. And everyone knows that they're going to do something with the dogs. I don't know why it's not letting me open this. Don't know why. It's something with the other things that are open, because I wanted to show you the roadmap, and here it is. But it's just not letting me open it. No. All right.
Of course that happens.
So take my word. Yeah, exactly. Take my word for it. This monkey over here, Jimmy the Monkey, is got his hands tied, and it's got one versus the other. So people are speculating that there's going to be some sort of game or challenge, and they're going to break up the community and have them compete against each other. And in his hands is a box with a dog on it. And that's why we are seeing that Bored Ape Kennel Club has jumped about 25% in the last 2 days since they put a date on it. Then having a look at Invisible Friends, down to 2.3 Ethereum. Before the drop of 3D Invisible Friends, they were sitting at 3.1 Ethereum. So pretty much anyone who got it as a result of being an Invisible Friends holder is actually in a net neutral position, because they had an invisible friend that they could have sold for 3.1 ETH. Now they have an invisible friend that they can sell for 2.3 ETH, as well as an invisible friend 3D that they can sell for 0.9. So yeah, pretty much in a net neutral situation. Obviously, if they had minted the 3D and sold it straight away and sold the invisible friend, they could have gotten a little bit out of it. But we are seeing, and CADE, I don't know why people are still doing this, but any collection that is dropping sub-collections, their Genesis collection floor price goes down the equivalent of whatever the new floor price is on the new collection. So there's no benefit to it whatsoever anymore. I think the days of that being beneficial to projects are long gone.
Yeah, dude. I was actually just really happy about Invisible Friends drop. Also, guys, if you're on TikTok, there's 92 of you in the live stream right now, all piled in all the same time. If you guys have any questions, TikTok? Yeah, TikTok is lit. If you go into TikTok just randomly on lives, you'll have 0 people, and then sometimes like 150 people just jump in at once. It makes no sense. But if any of you guys caught the 3D NFT, or sorry, the 3D Invisible Friends drop, let me know what you guys thought. I called the local top at 0.8, and then it flew to 1.3. And then it crashed back down to 0.9. I will buy back into the 3D collection just because I want to be a holder there, but it's not going to be for a lot. Like I don't really have a time limit on it. Like I'm good to wait as long as I need to. It's kind of like when I bought my Subduck, I'm glad I bought it and like I'm fine. But like I paid 1.4 Ethereum for that, bro. Like I paid like $6,000 for that. And I'm like, why the fuck did I do that? Or however much that was. And I could have just waited. I could have bought one now. Like it makes no real difference. And so I was like, there's no rush here.
So TikTok community, CADE after this live stream is going to be dropping all my links. And if you want to, you're welcome to follow me on Twitter and YouTube.
Well, actually, I was going to say TikTok, they can't hear you. They can only see me. This is just a way for people on TikTok to know that we're on YouTube. Like I title it YouTube Live, and then I just say Web3 show. And so they always know that when I'm streaming here on TikTok, they're just like, okay, I assume he's on YouTube, and they'll just pop over there. Guys, also cool. I think it's next week, the Web3 show goes on to YouTube. But yeah, I just use TikTok for a little bit of extra 100%. Eyes.
Then if we have a look, Mutant sitting at 12.2. So if you picked one up at 11 last week, you're sitting pretty. Other Deed sitting at 1.14. Valhalla has recovered to 0.6.
Do you know the story?
This new mint I did cover it. There was a separate video on it. Went all the way to 1.3. Went all the way back down to mint price of 0.5. Has been a lot of FUD with it. But yeah, I mean, they've got venture backing, CADE. So I don't know. There's always FUD with a successful collection. it's hard to know what's real and what's not out there.
Yeah, I just saw a lot of shit about Valhalla. I don't know if anyone watching right now knows anything or participated in the Valhalla Mint. All I heard about it was a bunch of influencer people were just talking shit about each other, and then someone was mad at somebody else. And then I also saw like there was another story about someone potentially being a rugger who was a Twitter influencer or something like that. I really have no idea. I didn't have my nose in any of that stuff, so I don't know any of the information.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much either. I did have whitelist, I did mint, I did flip it. Very happy to be in and very happy to be out. Yeah, like every NFT,
You said you
NFT
got
at the
in?
moment, like you said. Yeah, I minted it. I sold
Oh
it at
shit!
0.77,
How'd you
and
get
then
mint?
I don't know. I applied and I got it. I applied on their
Bruh,
website.
damn,
Yeah, and
nice.
if you, Cade, if you subscribe, if you join my YouTube membership program, you would have learned all about that. I
Damn,
told all my members about it. So anyone could have gotten in and made a quick 0.25, which is about
lit.
$350. All for, I think it's $8.99 that it costs you to join the membership. And that's not the only thing that we drop in there. So a bit of a shameless plug. Let's carry on. Clone X, 8.3 Ethereum. Azuki, 10.2. I still can't believe this project exists.
Eh,
Cellmates, also one that I called very early, sitting at 0.81 from a
damn,
very
boy.
low free. It was a free mint, so that's a
Wow.
huge gain. Board Ape Yacht Club sort of recovered a bit to 65
I'm
Ethereum.
surprised on that one.
Moonbirds at 8.2. They had a massive whale come in and sweep the floor. Also, a
Nice.
couple of rares sold because they moved the Moonbirds to all on chain, sort
Hmm.
of like cyber brokers and those toads that I don't know what happened to them. It used to be a great project as well. So that's what you're looking at as far as what's trending in the NFT space. And if we just jump onto it here, this is IC Tools. This is a live look of what's trending in the last 5 minutes. So, this was that my mouth. I'll make it a bit bigger for you guys. I don't know how to pronounce it. Mono Mint by Heart U. This minted about a week or two ago. I saw it mint. Been slowly bleeding ever since. Undead Ape Club. I actually have whitelist for this. It's at minting now, but I'm
You're
happy
not
I'm
gonna
not
mint it.
missing.
Oh
No,
no.
0.04.
That's the
Floor.
goddamn worst. Every time you have whitelist, I always get so excited, and then every single time I get fucked. I
See, I
literally
don't
have
get
Visible Friends for the first
excited.
time in months, dude. It's been probably like 6 months.
That's such a great win, though. I don't get excited anymore because honestly, there's days where I'm having five or 10 between 5 and 10 whitelists,
Yeah,
and I end up not minting any of them because they all get stuck. Even even if it's a free mint or not, they get
yeah,
stuck at 500 or 1,000, and they just bleed. And once you had a 0.04 ETH floor, it's really difficult to get
yeah,
through that because you got a 2x to get to 0.08, which will probably require about 500
yeah,
transactions, half of the supply. Then you got a 2x again to get to 1.6. I mean, it's just so hard to get to anything decent once you pass a certain level of floor price. And unfortunately, it does seem, I don't know anything about this project except like on whitelist. It does seem that Undead APR Club is past that point of
yeah.
no return. So that is
Doesn't that
the
suck,
what's
dude? They do all this work and it's all dependent on how you do on one morning, which could be affected by somebody else. Like another project could just just shit on the market the same morning as your project an hour before, and now your mint is ruined. Like, doesn't that
yeah.
just suck, dude? Like that. That's why I keep telling projects. I'm like, I don't know why you guys keep leading up to a big mint day. Not in this, like in this kind of market. It's just not. I feel like you just don't need to do it like that. You don't have this unnecessary pressure when there's nothing to gain in a bear market like this. As far as like having one big mint day, I just don't think it makes sense for a lot of projects.
Yeah. I think, look, I think the bottom line is that you really have to have a solid plan for Mint. What I mean is that, you got to have guys on your team ready to sweep the floor. If it drops past a certain level, you got to try keep it 2x above Mint price until the end of Mint. And if you're able to do that, then you will mint out even in this market. I mean, the interesting thing is like Valhalla, that was a half an ETH mint
Yeah, dude, that
and
was crazy.
10,000 NFTs. I mean, to think that they pulled it off is quite incredible. They had no sort of rush in the minting. There was like 24 hours in between the different stages that they had, so they took their time with it. They definitely had guys sweeping the floor to keep it above mint price. So if you really know what you're doing and you plan it out properly, I think it can be done. But once you pass a certain point, you're gone. You're finished.
Yeah, I agree.
You may as well.
That kind of price point, bro. It's like 0.004 is like $3. So it's just like at that point you're buying fucking Pokemon cards at the grocery store. Like you're not even buying NFTs in people's eyes. At least like in the narrative online. If you're buying NFTs for that kind of price point, more than likely they're never coming back. Like I'm trying to think what the lowest price a project could drop to and still recover from.
I think 0.025.
Think so?
Yeah, I think past there it just keeps bleeding.
Yeah,
and the problem is the secondary, which a lot of people do rely on. So the fees that they get as a project for secondary sales are so minimal at that level. Even if you're selling 1,000 at 0.01, what is that? It's like 10 ETH, and then let's say you make 5%, so you walk away with half an ETH. So let's say you sell 1,000 NFTs in a month, which not many projects are doing. I mean, you saw the number of unique NFTs that changed hands in the beginning of the show. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So even if you're selling 1,000 NFTs a month, which is quite decent in this market, you're walking away with half an ETH. Now you've got a whole team that you've got to pay salaries of. You want to give value to the community, and especially because a lot of these are free mints. So they haven't made anything off the mint, and now they're not making anything off the secondary. If it drops below that price, you're screwed. There's no way to financially do it unless you venture fund backed and you're there for the long run, in which case it all is irrelevant, and you're just building a community. And that's why we have seen the meta of venture fund projects in the last couple of months, because it does give a level of security. You assume that the venture backers have met the team, so you assume that the team's not anonymous. You assume that the guys who have invested, the venture guys, have seen the financials or the financial projections, the marketing plan, and so on and so forth. So it gives it a little bit more validity, but still that doesn't guarantee you anything, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Definitely agree there.
100%. Alrighty, let's get into some news. So this one's pretty cool. You got Chimpers, which is a project that's been around for a little while. We'll check them out. They've just announced a collab with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is really, really cool.
All right, wait, hold on. I gotta interrupt you here. Go back to that thumbnail, Philip.
No, we're not talking about it now. What? I saw everything you saw. I saw. All right. Okay, so Chimpers, I saw as I did it, as I opened it. I saw. You're gonna like the rest of them, but I get it. I do get it. Okay, so if we have a look at Chimpers, just to see the OG collection. So they've always been sitting around the 1 ETH floor. Let's have a look at activity over here.
Well, people are still buying this thing.
Yeah, man. So you can see here it's been around since early May, and look at that's a good looking chart. It's pretty. It's like if you draw this line here, it's a pretty straight line. Obviously, you have the initial always, and then it comes down. But
5 ETH.
They've been holding.
Jesus Christ! Reminds me of like a anonymized project, like the art a little bit.
Yeah,
OG, super OG. Super nostalgic.
Yeah, so they're doing really well. So first of all, about a week ago, they announced they launched their game, their arcade type game, and that pumped the floor a little bit. And then on top of that, they announced this partnership with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro, which is really cool.
That is pretty cool. I wonder what that means / how that's going to work. Like, what kind of partnerships does this mean?
Look, it's a gaming partnership. So here's your Chimper, there's your Turtles. They're going to do a game together, and Chimpers already got their arcade game out.
Very cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Nice to see a project, an OG project. Well, I don't think you can call it OG because it's still this year.
Oh,
May 2022. So, I mean, for me, 2021 is at least what's required to be called an OG. But still, they've been around in a really tough macro economic climate and crypto economic climate, and they've been able to maintain their floor price really, really nicely. And they've been building. They've got a game coming out. They've got this huge partnership. Here's another way that you can play. So all different arcade games with the Chimpers, which for me is cool because this reminds me of Mortal Kombat and my early playing games, you know.
That's fine. No, I think it's sweet. I wonder what kind of pull Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles still has on the world. Like if that's still like I don't know if some of those OG shows and stuff still have any kind of pull or any kind of weight in the world. 120.
So what we typically find is that like they now part of Paramount, and what you typically find is that they end up making more movies because they've already done some movies on them. There's still merch. If you go into your local toy store, there's still Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle merch. So they're not completely irrelevant. They've definitely got a bit of a cult following and guys who collect their stuff. So they're still launching toys here. I mean, this is from November the 6th.
Thank you.
So they definitely haven't died, for sure.
Well, in that case, that's baller to see, dude. That's super baller to see. And also, they need to work on their promotion because they should just have a photo of the chimp and a photo of the mutant, then just having all these little words on the screen. And like, is that Japanese under Chimpers? The little characters under the word on the photo?
I think so.
Whoever made that needs to be fired. I'm sorry. I don't know who made that.
Yeah, so that's where we got the thing from to do the thing. And now you can see it's not great here either, but I do see it. Most of them are better, but I mean, I'm really quite impressed about this. I think it's I just think it's great to see.
Wait, it's real, right? Like this is an actual like Mutant Ninja Turtles posted this as well.
So that's what I was actually looking while we're talking about it. So this has been publicized quite broadly by a few different independent like crypto channels like us and NFT shows, but there isn't a retweet from TMNT.
That's really weird.
on that tweet.
Not a single bit of collaboration on social. That's kind of strange.
Just want to see over here.
Do you guys know anything? If you're in the chat right now, let me know if you guys know anything about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the chimp collaboration. Chimpers NFT collaboration.
I did look. I looked at Paramount also, and I didn't see a retweet either.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, it is weird, but still, I don't think a reputable project like this would do this if it wasn't. And sometimes these sort of Web2 companies like Paramount aren't really that good at retweeting and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, I guess it depends what level of collaboration this is. If this is just like a quick little thing, just like a casual Tuesday thing, not like a real collaboration, then maybe they just don't care. But it's still a bit weird that not even the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like I can see Paramount not doing it, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles should be retweeting this or having it at least on Instagram maybe.
I agree. It might be on Instagram, but it wasn't on Twitter from my research in it and checking in it for sure. So yeah. Alrighty. So that one is interesting. I do agree with you, Kate. It would be better if we saw. But you can see here, I mean, there's different sources here. Rarity Sniper, which is typically pretty good. Lucky Trader. And there were a few other articles that I saw also from sort of reputable things. So yeah, I mean, also it's pretty fresh, hey, the 23rd of November. So
yeah, 2 days
look,
ago.
it was Thanksgiving yesterday. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Kate, and to all American viewers. Did you do anything special for it?
I used DoorDash for the first time ever, even though I worked at DoorDash.
Kate, you're supposed to see your family and have a turkey, man.
I'm going to go see them for Christmas. Just didn't do anything for Thanksgiving. I honestly didn't even know it was Thanksgiving until the day before. It's been a busy week for me with all the media for the event. I've just been obsessed with getting all that video out, and so I'm trying to get 200 to 500 pieces of short form content and at least 3 full videos out of the event. And so it's just been a lot of work editing all that, and I'm so behind on everything else because I haven't been doing anything else. And I just kind of snuck up on me, didn't even realize it. And then I woke up on Thanksgiving at 4 in the afternoon. I slept 14 hours straight. I wake up, I'm like delirious. It's 4 in the afternoon on Thanksgiving, and I'm just like, what happened? And then at like 10 o'clock at night, I was like, I'm really gonna be hungry soon, and I don't feel like leaving to like walk to a gas station or something at this time. So I downloaded DoorDash. Even though I've worked there for 6 months, I downloaded DoorDash and I ordered DoorDash for the first time, and I got fucking an Oreo milkshake, French fries,
Let's
and then
fucking go.
Balanced
Love
meal.
Oreo milkshakes. And did you get anything for Black Friday today? Did you buy anything at a good price? Did you get any deals?
I did. I think it's a good price. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been seeing Champ. I've been seeing Champ hint at something about Champs only soon, and I've seen it 3 separate times, including his last YouTube video. And I was like, you know what? Let me just see what Champs only is at. Champs only is at 0.29. So I ended up picking one up. That was the NFT that I bought that I was potentially could be alpha, because he's literally hinted at it 3 times on Twitter and once on his YouTube.
So the thing there is that his pass is only for a year, so it's only sort of valid until end of Jan 2023. And what he's been saying, because I've held a Champs pass for a long since I minted one, bro. I've held one, diamond handed it all the way through. It was all the way at 2 ETH at one stage. And now he said he's going to look after his initial holders. You know, he's not 100% sure how he's going to structure it, but you know, he's going to try to look after
confident now. And he was basically like, in his video too, he was like, if you haven't looked at it yet, he goes, you should, like, right now. And I was like, all right, that's too many times in 1 week to say you should look into my. It's kind of like llama. Certain people just have the power to sort of pump, even no matter what. And so I'm gonna write off that. Like, I even bought like on a random wallet because I don't want him to see that I'm buying it. So I'm gonna
listen. If there's a good horse, a good jockey to back in this NFT race,
yeah, he's a good one.
Champ is up there.
Yeah,
that's why I've got my Champs pass. Brett as well. That's why I've still got my Magic Mushroom. And the whole WGMI guys, I believe in all of them. The nifty guys, PO and them. I've also got their NFT. I wanted to pick up Farouk because I think he's out there at the moment. But his floor, Rogue Radio, but his floor has just been rising so much. I mean, it's almost half an ETH at the moment. So there's no way I'm spending that. I'll wait for it to drop.
Why?
But I because he's just been out there so much. He's just been on doing spaces daily, and I don't know. He's just really out there making good connections in the space, which is really good. Interviewing really big people. And I think people believe in him, and I think they're right to, you know. So yeah, I believe in the guys in the space, and I definitely back them as well. So I think that's a good move, Kate. Congratulations. However, it wasn't on sale for Black Friday. My question is, did you pick up anything in real life?
Oh, yeah, I bought some kind of like fucking massage thing. It's like this thing that's in the new. It's called it's some weird long word. It's some brand new wave, probably like woke left massage thing, and apparently it's supposed to use like you're supposed to like use your body against it, and then it like allows you to push and prod and knead your muscles like you would normally without having to put a lot of pressure on it. And so I bought one of those just because I don't know, like I'm always aching because I'm either at the gym and I'm sore, or I've been standing here, I've been working, I'm sitting at a desk for too long. So I bought one of those, and then there was something else that I bought. I forget what else I bought, but that's pretty much it for in real life stuff. Nothing crazy. It's usually just practical things that I buy in real life.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, happy Black Friday. Also, nothing amazing. I don't need anything. I do think it's a good time if you like wanted to get something like a new computer or an iPad or something to get it now. So I needed a pair of slippers. So
wait, that's actually a good point about gear.
My slippers are these sheepskin ones. I've seen your slippers before. Let me show you. These are my slippers here.
Hold on. We'll screen
the sheepskin ones, right? So I got
a
pair of these. They were on special. Okay, so you a pimp and I'm a grandfather. How cool would it be if you did an NFT collection that was just shoes or slippers? I mean, I don't think it really would be cool, but it tells a lot. Yeah, it tells a lot about people.
I agree.
And I got some random stuff. I got a swimming costume. I've wanted to, like, we're going on holiday in a few weeks. So just random stuff like that. Batteries. I got a couple of packets of batteries.
I might replace this guy. I really love this video mic, but if a Black Friday sale comes on for the Shure microphone, the podcast mic, I'm probably going to buy that because it's I think it's probably a all around $700 build to get that, and I just have been holding off because this mic is fine. But if they drop and I can pay closer to 400 total, 500 maybe, I'll probably buy it.
You should check out a few different stores to see.
Because well, Amazon is usually what I'm going to look at, but I didn't really think about.
But you might find it at Best Buy. You don't know, so you should check it. You should check it out.
I live in the city. I live in the city. To go to a real store that's not even. Maybe Target. There's a Target down the road. I'll try Target.
Doesn't Best Buy have it on
I don't know if
website?
There's a Best Buy here, dude. Best Buy. Oh, online. You mean?
Yeah. I do it all online. I didn't actually go anywhere.
Doesn't Amazon price check? Doesn't Amazon usually have the cheapest price?
I don't know. We don't have Amazon here.
Oh, okay. So you're not
our equivalent is Takealot. But actually, interestingly enough, Amazon is coming to South Africa soon. So I will have them. Nice. We'll have them soon. But yeah, if they're able to show you from Best Buy, from everywhere else, then great. That will do it. All right, then this is quite interesting, Kate. So we've got Ledger. So, anyone who doesn't know, Ledger is a cold wallet. Really good to safely self-custody your own Bitcoin, keep your own Bitcoin and crypto off exchanges, completely decentralized. So now what they're doing is they're launching sort of an exchange to allow you to have a debit card, right? Now, when you move money from your Ledger to your card, your Ledger debit card, then it is not being held as self-custody. And so it is at risk like anything else. But it's sort of like a middle way to try and get you to be able to use your crypto in a safer way than a usual exchange, because you'll keep it on your Ledger until the moment that you want to use it. You'll then use the Ledger Live app, and you'll be able to move whatever you want to use onto the card through the app, which can be on your phone. So you could do it in store and then quickly purchase it. And so it's not on an exchange for long. And the other thing is, through using it, you'll get rewards in their native token, which is their BXX token. Their BXX token is down about 100% or 90% on the year, like a lot of small altcoin tokens. However, on this news, that BXX token jumped 25%. So definitely interesting. They've had 400,000 people already sign up for the waitlist for this, waitlist signups. So there is a demand for this. And very interesting. And again, just seeing, guys trying to bridge the gap, literally bridge the gap between Web 2 and Web 3.
I like Ledger a lot. And that's definitely a company I'm looking to collaborate with in the future. They're a strong project. And this is good because this is basically them saying, look, you can use Coinbase or some other random company, or you can just use us instead. It's the same thing. That's the same risk level. We just want to keep it in the Ledger ecosystem and incentivize people to use it by their token. That's a token I'd be interested in picking up during this recession too. I do like Ledger, and they have a strong enough reputation, and I believe that they're pretty transparent. I mean, I know CADE works on the team there, and she's a core member there. And I don't think, I don't know. I guess you could never know.
Look, they're a trusted name in the space because they represent a cold wallet, which is the safest thing to keep your money on. The other thing that they did here, which is really, really brilliant, is they partnered with MasterCard. So this physical card, this credit card or debit card or whatever you want to call it, is a MasterCard card where you straight away can use your crypto at 90 million merchants worldwide. So instead of reinventing the wheel and going to each merchant and saying, please will you accept Ledger credit card, they've piggybacked off MasterCard, who's already got that in place, that they can that now you officially, through this launch, which is happening in the next couple of weeks, early next year, you will be able to use your crypto at 90 million different stores worldwide, which is really cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Very, very lekker. So I think it's great for the space. And, for a long time, I've been saying that you do need a way, like a card, to be able to safely use your crypto in real life. And this, I think Ledger's got a good chance, as good a chance as any with its loyal customer base, of being the right company to pull this off.
I agree, dude. I agree. I like them a lot. Would love to get those guys on a podcast too. That'd be sweet. That would be sweet.
Yeah, that would.
I try and make content about them every now and then, but
with your relationship with CADE, you should be able to organize that.
I am. I'm going to start hitting her up at the beginning of the year in a couple months here, because that's when they're going to start thinking about that. I hit her up like 3 or 4 months ago about it, and she was basically like, yeah, let's talk, but at the beginning of the year, because that's when they're going to start looking at partnerships for 2023. So hopefully we'll see what happens. I've been making a lot of content that I think is in line with their brand, and I think it would be on brand for a partnership there. So I'm going to do my best, but we'll see. We shall see.
Cool. Alrighty. Next thing that we've got over here. So we got Johnnie Walker, specifically a blue label. So they're exclusive. You get black label, red label, blue label is their highest. You get gold label, whatever. So exclusive bottle and NFT collection. So they're dropping their own NFT collection. You'll then be able to choose to hold on to the NFT or to burn the NFT in return for a limited edition blue label, which will have its own special label and will be obviously a collector item, sort of like Vinny Hager did with his art, right?
Yeah,
where you could burn the NFT to get the physical art. They've partnered up with Blockbar as well as Vayner 3, which is Gary V, and 88 Rising. So they've partnered with really good Web3 native guys in the space, and it's called the Vane D the Pink by Johnnie Walker Blue Label. So it's basically putting all the Web3 platform names together to make a name. It's going to be a 250 drop, 250 NFTs. It will be artwork also from Vandy the Pink. And yeah, it's going to be launching this month, right? Which
Very
is
cool.
really, really cool.
I have yet to try Johnnie Walker. I can't remember what that tastes like, but it looks good, bro.
Yeah, so I mean, back in the day, Johnnie Walker used to be my go-to brand.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
What did you drink?
Yeah.
How'd you drink it?
So like a double with ice.
Damn.
Right? But I mean, blue.
Philip wasn't playing around, guys. Philip didn't give a fuck. He got a double on ice.
But blue label, my brother. I've even taken my dad always used to have a bottle of blue label for like a really special occasion, always. So like when we went to his house and I told him that I was proposing to Bianca or engaged to Bianca, get the blue label. So a few times in my life, I think at my 18th birthday when I had when we had the twins, my dad was in the waiting room with a bottle of blue label. At special events, I got blue label's crazy, bro.
Really?
It's just so smooth. Really, if you ever get an opportunity just to enjoy a blue label, you should do so. But yeah, makes me think of my dad actually. He was a big Johnnie Walker guy. He had all special edition ones that he wouldn't open, that he would just keep. So this would have been right up his alley. He really, because I would have obviously been talking to him nonstop about NFTs, and then I would have told him that there's a Johnnie Walker NFT coming out, and it would have been the merging of our two worlds, and he would have been very excited for this.
His first question would have been, "Can I buy this with a credit card?"
Yeah. Well, I would have said, "Look, I'll get one for you," but yeah, he would have definitely liked that. Alrighty. Then this is really, really interesting, CADE. Really, and a use case that I haven't thought of before or seen before in NFTs. So Renault, the car company, they have launched the first industrial metaverse. Okay, so this is not for consumers. This is only an internal sort of like just for Renault. It's an internal system that they're using on blockchain, and they effectively are going to be able to track all of their different factories all over the world in real time, stock levels, everything, so that they can make sure that everything is running smoother. And with they said here over 1 million data points a day will be able to be collected, which they wouldn't be able to do in normal, Web2 on a website or something like that. And they expect by 2025, which is not far away, so in the next 3 years, they're saying that this will save their company $330 million.
Jesus.
They've also said that this measure will reduce their costs by 60% and their delivery times by 50% as well, and help their carbon footprint. So here you're seeing a use case for blockchain that we haven't even thought about yet, which is just you sometimes in big companies, you get an internal web site that only the people in the company can view and can do different things on. Well, this is almost that for them, and they've been training their staff in VR so that they can meet there. They're properly doing this. I mean, they're investing $412 million in this unit. And again, in the next 3 years, they're going to get pretty much all of that back, 330 million back. And thereafter, it's just pure saving.
Yeah. Well, so the thing you said a second ago when you were like, this is something that didn't exist before, or this is like a new concept kind of thing. This is why I keep telling people to do content. And if there's something that's interesting to you, to just go ahead and start making content about it, because you just don't know what kind of job could be opened up to you. Say a company comes out like this, and then they happen to see your video, and then you get hired for a job that didn't exist before. Like, that's very reminiscent of what happened with Ugaverse when I got hired. That analyst position was not a thing. I just made it a job just by luck. They saw my video, they said this is where he could probably fit, and then we made up the job in the interview, literally on the spot. And I was like, wow. I remember my dad being like, you literally just created a job out of nothing. And I was like, yeah, that's wild. And that's the opportunity that everyone has right now in this bear market, because there's a small pool of people. Because there's not many people to choose from, it doesn't take too much to insert yourself in. Like, there's a lot of smaller creators right now who are being followed by some of the top dogs in the space, like Champ follows them or Brett follows them. And I'm like, it's not that hard right now. If you just put in some strong effort and consistency, right now is the time, and you don't know what kind of job is going to be available for an NFT project or a Web3 company.
Yeah. So here you're seeing exactly that. Exactly what you're saying. It's something that we wouldn't have even thought about. You can now be a metaverse designer, but only for companies. Fine, you could have done that before, but now only for intranets in companies, internal metaverses in companies. So it's a further niche. And look, I mean, they're spending $400 million on this.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's not cheap.
So much money, dude. That's so much money.
I mean, I think, Kate, if you agree, I think, can we go back to them and say, look, you and I will do it for half of that. So 200 million, right?
Please drop us 200 million. We'll make it happen.
No, 200 million. We can't say please. 200 million. Okay, we'll do 150 billion. That's our lowest.
Whoa. Why are you dropping for no reason? They were good.
Okay, 100 million. I'm just expecting, like, I'm thinking if I get 50 million, you get 50 million, that's more than enough. We could even do it. We could do it for 50 million.
Why do it for 50 when we both just said 100 each? That's perfect. They were already going to move forward with it. They said they're about to say okay, and then you said actually we'll do 50.
Okay, fine. We'll do it for 25.
Guys, remind me never to call Philip when I go buy a car. Actually, no, to definitely call Philip when I'm buying a car, because we're gonna get it for a cheaper price.
I think I'm negotiating the wrong way with Renault, but I mean, it's just incredible, really bullish. And the fact is, if you go to any company in the entire world, and obviously this doesn't fit every company, but if you go to any company in the entire world and say to them, if you pay us X amount today, you will be guaranteed to have that amount back in the next 3 years. And thereafter, there's no further expense. You will save that amount every 3 years in perpetuity, going forward forever. Every single company that I know of to get their money back in 3 years and be guaranteed thereafter that is pure gravy and pure savings. Never mind the carbon saving and the turnaround time, just the cost saving. It's a no-brainer. It's almost like solar power in countries where solar is really, really cheap and electricity is really, really expensive. It's just a no-brainer. Pay the money now. It will be paid. You'll get that money back in 2 years, and then you don't have to ever pay electricity again.
Any companies who are listening, though, we're definitely going to ask for a royalty. If you work with us, we're going to ask for 200 million plus royalties every month once you've made your money back. That's the deal. Please take it. 200 million. This is it. And everybody in the chat will get $1 million.
Yeah, how many viewers are there? 8 million. Yeah, sure. Why not?
8 million viewers? Let's go, baby. Nice little uptick from last week.
100%. 100 million each.
Let's fucking go, Anthony. That's the way. 3 million is a lot, bro. We can get it for 100K.
I don't know who Anthony's paying on Fiverr, but we'll pay $30,000 on Fiverr, right? We won't need to pay 3 million either. But all
That's
jokes
so
aside,
funny.
this is really a brilliant use case. Makes complete sense from a business perspective. It's never going to include an NFT. Is purely the blockchain technology and a metaverse where they can literally walk around and visit their factories virtually all around the world, check on everything live, meet their staff. It's so cool. It's the coolest story I've seen in the last month.
Dude, every time I see anything to do with VR, I have a little almost like my little conscience in the back of my head that's like egging you on or something. I can like feel my conscience turn on in the back of my head and go like, yeah, that's coming. Like some kind of thing where it's like, it's just some kind of affirmation where I'm like, that's it, bro.
We need to get you out a bit more. Do you have any grass anywhere that you can just go touch for about 10
I'm
minutes?
telling you, every time I see anything with VR, it reaffirms that this is the right industry to be in. Because I've always wanted to work in innovation, but until last year, I didn't realize what that could mean because I wasn't a tech guy, I wasn't a coder, and I was like, well, I guess I'm doomed because I don't want to do that. And then now that the Web3 space is here, I'm always thinking about ways that I can insert myself there. Like, what would give me the best possibility of working with a VR company, or like what would give me access to like VR companies and stuff. And that's where I'm like, I have my skill set is content creation. So I'll just do that.
So look, the VR side of things has got its challenges. I mean, you've seen, Mark Zuckerberg has spent hundreds of millions in the last 10 years.
Mhm.
I mean, I've heard a rumor, also from good sources, from various sources, but it is a rumor, it hasn't been confirmed, that he's stepping down next year, that he's been forced to step down over the losses of the last couple of years.
Oh my dude, if that happens,
is that a bombshell? Have you not heard that?
Oh my god, if Mark Zuckerberg got fired from Facebook, that would be fucking crazy.
Well, if you think about it, I mean, Steve Jobs got fired for Apple for a lot worse.
I was about to say
for a lot less. For a lot less. I mean, the amount of money.
Not in this climate. In this climate of social media, that would break the internet if that happened. Because he's so famous now. He's so famous now, and he's so currently relevant.
I'm writing the date on my notepad.
Holy shit, guys! If you're watching this,
I'm gonna cut this when the announcement comes out in January or February next year.
Wow, that would be insane.
But yeah, I've various different, like, guys who are really clued in that I follow or whatever, hasn't been like DMs saying Philip this, just them retweeting and saying
I can
that
see
this
it
is
though,
happening.
dude. I mean, it has nothing to do with Facebook. They're not the same. Like Facebook's a fucking just social media like, community area. He's trying to build like software and like it's not the same. Like I feel like it would have made better sense for him to just keep it Facebook and just make Meta separately, or just like make it under the parent company of Facebook. Like it made no sense when he did that. Really.
No, I don't agree. I think it makes perfect sense.
Really?
I think people are So I'll tell you why. I think people are getting bored with logging into a Facebook app, and they need a more immersive social connecting platform. So instead of having to look at my screen on Facebook and type messages, and it's very, very Web2, if I'm able to literally walk into my Facebook app and see my auntie from Australia and my whatever and everyone else who's there, and talk to them and whatever, that's where he sees the future of social. And he's right. That is the future of it. However, I think the flaw in his logic is that his market of 65-year-olds on average are never going to embrace this technology. I mean, I just think of my mom, my dear mom, who I love, and her putting on these VR glasses and just running off a cliff by mistake. I just like, or feeling like nauseous. Or
but Mark Zuckerberg doesn't he retain 51%? Like, I don't think he can be fired like that. I think that like he keeps himself safe by that.
He can be pressured to step aside. So pretty much the same as Sam Bankman-Fried voluntarily, in theory, put all of his companies in liquidation or bankruptcy. He could be pressured to step aside, even if he retains he's 50%. They could say, we don't want you managing it or whatever. Look, it's not verified, but I have heard it from different sources, and makes sense. But what I'm saying is, I think he's on the right track with what he's trying to do there, and I can see how it fits into Facebook's future.
Okay.
But as I say, the target market of Facebook at the moment, the average age is 50-year-olds. I don't know that in 5-10 years, when he's ready, if he's ready, that those people who are then going to be 60 plus are going to be happy to put on virtual things, or even they have the know-how. I mean, people that age just can't even send text anymore. You know what I'm saying? They can't see the screen. How are they gonna? I don't know.
Yeah, that one's tough, bro. That one is really tough. I would see Elon Musk.
He's thrown everything
Musk
at it,
make it before fucking Mark Zuckerberg. To be honest, like I look at Elon. I'm like, bro, Elon's got everything that everybody else doesn't have. Like he's got all of it, all in one 10-foot tall lizard person. It's all in one.
CADE, he's just the hot project at the moment. Same as the NFT space. He's just the hot project at the moment because he's done.
Elon is on another level. That motherfucker has 120 million followers on Twitter. That's not like some person. I mean, okay, maybe what was Dan Bilzerian at a few years ago? There was this guy on Instagram. Do you know him?
CADE, if you bought Twitter, you'd also have 120 million people following.
Bro, he still had 100 million before. He's the founder of SpaceX and Tesla. And they literally specialize in pissing people off on social media. He just gets the game. And like when you get the game like that, you have a Gary Vee effect. I think you just grow every year. Like every year, I'm like, Gary Vee's peaked. And then he peaks again. And then he peaks again. And then he literally just keeps growing. I have no idea at what point he's going to... Like, could you imagine, like, what is it going to be like when Gary... I mean, I don't know if Gary Vee would ever settle. I watched this podcast with him and his childhood friends that he posted a couple days ago. Dude, I don't know if you watch Gary at all, but if you do, you should watch this podcast because you realize that Gary Vee has literally been exactly the same since he was like 6 years old. They tell these stories where they're like, yeah, Gary Vee was 7 years old. He moved into the house next to us. And within a week, he was making all of us get up at 7 a.m. to like go garage sailing. And I was like, I was watching the gym. And I was like, no fucking way. And he was like, yeah, man, like he made me do this. He made me get up and like do car washes with him. And then he like kept this money. And he was always trying to make us money. And like he kept skipping school, all this shit like this. And he was like, it was before like anyone knew anything about Gary Vee like that.
Yeah, sure.
And he goes, he's always been like this. And then they said, and Gary Vee has always been the ringleader. Gary Vee is always in charge. It's his way or the highway. And I was like, no fucking way, dude. This literally, it was really gratifying to see that he didn't become Gary Vee. He's just been Gary Vee like this. It wasn't because of money or because of fame or social media. Like he literally has been like that. But I had never seen the receipts to that level until 2 days ago on that podcast. Because he always talks about it. He always references a couple of videos when he's in his 20s and 30s, or probably 30s, but nothing from like his real childhood like that. He doesn't really share that too much. And that changed the game for me because I hadn't lost respect for Gary, but I guess I had stopped consuming him as much. But to see that kind of refresher and be like, no, this is a real dude. That was cool, dude. Because there's not that many people who are authentic like that.
Yeah, no, 100%. I've told you before that I see traits in Jake now, who's 9. That I've told Bianca numerous times, and I'll say it again. He's going to be so successful one day.
Nice.
Really,
awesome.
Like just like stupid things, like he gets a bouncing ball that you put your coin in and you get like a toy out of the machine, right? A vending machine or whatever, a toy vending machine. So he gets a bouncing ball, which he doesn't want. So we say, look, your brothers all got whatever the machine gave them. There's no way to change it. You get what you get. You don't complain. That's it. So you know what he did? We were at a restaurant. So a kids play area and where they can get these toys. He befriended a little girl there, gave her the bouncing ball. Gave her the bouncing ball, and then came to us and said, shame that girl really didn't have anything, and I gave her. Can I now get another toy?
Wow.
So I'm just saying that's sort of not in a negative way. But it is a
manipulative. He stuck around. He found a loophole
thing to do.
That's funny, bro. That's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
he's definitely gonna make it. Yeah, especially because he walked up to some random girl, bro. I mean, that's how it's done, baby. That's how it's done. You see, you bag the sugar mamas like that. You bag the hot mamacitas like that. If I see a hot mama, bro, I'm probably making a move. I'm not gonna lie. I've been notorious for that, especially at the bar now.
because
there's no pressure. Like I'm just chilling.
I love
They're
the
just chilling.
segue. We were talking about my 9-year-old boy going up to a girl, not because she was a girl, she could have been a boy. It didn't really matter. To CADE, I'm gonna shag that chick. Next time I see her, she's gonna know who's boss. Exactly like Jake. No, CADE, not like Jake. I was talking about a 9-year-old boy.
That's fucking funny. That's funny.
But yeah, you got to go for it. You got to, no matter what it is. You
never know what's going to happen either.
I don't think you know this about me, but before I had to settle down a bit, or chose to settle down, I was a thrill seeker. So I used to jump out of airplanes, bungee jump, parasail, abseil down Table Mountain, dive with sharks, all of that sort of stuff. And on blow crunts, which is the highest commercial bungee jump in the world. Okay, anyone who knows bungee jumping will know blow crunts.
Where's that?
So it's about a 14-hour drive from us in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we went.
Might have to go.
That was before I had kids. Like now, I don't know if I'd be so comfortable, just in case. And obviously Bianca, I was with Bianca, but no kids. She didn't want to do it. She just came to support me. And they have a whole clothing line there that says, regret is forever, fear is temporary, regret is forever.
It's true.
So if you don't jump, right, then you're going to regret it forever. So the fear, the feeling scared to jump, that's temporary. But if you don't jump, you're going to regret it forever. And that's how I've often said that to myself at times where, like, I'm scared to take the first step, even if it's like jumping into a freezing cold pool or, the sea when it's cold, you know, and you're like standing there and like, come on, should I do it? And then I say to myself that, fear is temporary, regret is forever. And that's what you're saying as well. I'd rather have tried and failed than not try at all and regret not trying. Because at least if I've tried, I know that I've tried and that it wasn't meant to be, right?
For me with anything like that where there's any kind of motivation versus regret, I have a different lever that I pull for myself that gets me to do things that are relatively risky that I maybe do or don't want to do. And I will typically look at the situation and say, is there anything here really to benefit from? Like, is there any real reason to do this right now? If there is, like, and it's real, I'll take the risk most of the time because I don't care. Plus, like, if I'm high or something, then like I really don't care. So a lot of times I'll do that and I'll be like, okay, what's the real ROI here? If this works out or everything goes right, what could maybe happen? And if it's something that's pretty cool, I'll probably take that risk. But if it's not something to gain, I'm just like, I don't care. I don't feel the FOMO anymore. I felt so much FOMO in NFTs that I don't feel real FOMO anymore. Okay, that's not true. Last night with the 3D NFT, the 3D Invisible Friends, I felt a little bit of FOMO. But most of the time, I don't have FOMO.
and the subducts that you paid 1.4 ETH, you must have felt FOMO when you bought in at that price.
And the Goon at 0.9.
But what you're saying is, and I'm the same. I've bought the top as well. What you're saying is weigh up the risk versus the reward, right?
Yep.
And that's very logical and very good to do. All right. So keeping on the car meta, so moving on from Renault, but completely different, a different story altogether. We got a very cool brand, Porsche. Also launching NFT collection, but there's not much information. We will jump onto their website and just try and their new Twitter account specifically for NFTs. But they've just basically revealed this website and this new Twitter account, and they say dreaming beyond boundaries. That's what we've always done, and soon those dreams will be taken to the next level. So that's on their website. There's a couple of things that I find quite interesting here. First of all, they've kept the word NFT in. So it's nft.porsche.com, which is not really the best thing to do at the moment. They should rather have said like Web3 or whatever. But either way, but they've also on their Twitter, they've called it ETH_Porsche. Whoa. And in the last couple of days, they've been able to get, 20,000 followers.
Wait, hold on. So I just thought of this. Yesterday I was scrolling on LinkedIn and I saw Tom and Unorthodox post this, and they said something along the lines of like NFTs something access keys, and immediately, of course, like brought me to my NFT access keys because that's what I've called them since like last July or something. And I thought just now when you said that, that's a name that could work. Like, what if NFTs
No,
became
with a
access
car
keys?
brand.
Access keys could work perfectly. No, I mean, yes, for a car brand
but
specifically
especially
too.
with a car brand. Yeah.
But like, that could be better than digital collectible. Like, okay, you're gonna get this NFT in exchange, or you could say you're gonna get this access key in exchange. Will give you access to this. That might be the perfect word, bro. I coined that shit a year ago. Someone trademarked it for me. Put it under the Joyous Kingdom.
It's a great word. I highly doubt you'll be able to trademark it. I'm sure it's maybe not even in the NFT space. I'm sure just in general that it's been used somewhere. You'll have to say Web3 access key or I don't know, whatever.
At least I have YouTube videos from a year ago because I made a YouTube video to sell out my second collection. In that, I guarantee you I call that an access key collection because I don't think it would have sold out without that. So I can probably say that I was one of the first to say it.
That's really cool, but I really like it for Porsche access key because it's a car, so it's like perfect. So they say join us on our journey, a journey to merge the physical and digital to create unique hybrid experiences, a journey dedicated to co-creation and community. And that's all it says, and then it's got their Twitter account. And again, I just scrolled through it. There's really not much here. I mean, there's 2 posts so far. So really, really cool.
Hell yeah, dude. That is really, really cool. I'd love to see. I mean, they just keep on in, bro. Every single week, we're like, oh, another massive company. Oh, another massive company.
Yeah, I mean, they're already getting FUD. So you got this guy, Don Mayer. He looks about 65 years old. So he's Facebook's target market. He's saying very disappointed. I expected better from Porsche. NFTs are a scam. Please reconsider this idea. I mean,
wait, did you hear that? Wait, did you hear that? Did you hear that? You hear that? Anybody hear that in the chat?
It sounded like a sheep.
It sounds like a sheep. I don't know. Crypto Dream, you hear that? That sounds like a sheep to me. I don't know. I'm not sure what this guy's deal is, but I hear sheep.
I mean, yeah, all these Porsche drivers are busy shitting on each other. With all due respect, do your own research.
Oh, shit. Let's go. 1-0.
Everyone in crypto is either a scammer or being scammed. Which of the 2 camps
that's actually like probably true.
I'm just, interesting. I would love to just, after the show, I'm just going to read all these comments. I like the drama. Like,
you remember those videos I started to make? I haven't made as many of those because I got busy, but the ones where you cover a topic like this and you go through all the people's responses to it in like more of like a comedic storytelling, you should do it. I think it'd be funny.
Look at this. Someone else saying disgusting. Disgusting, Porsche. This is disgusting. Unbelievable. So that's actually, I hadn't looked at these comments, but that's exactly what I was saying when I said that they shouldn't have put the word NFT there, because at the moment we know that the word NFT has gotten such bad press that it's just
digital access key, baby. That's the one. Digital access key would have been it. All right.
You know
what? We've coined 2 things now. Everyone who's watching the stream, you've just come to the most groundbreaking live stream of Web3 show of all time. Philip called Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg stepping down, and I'm going to call digital access keys being the term that we move forward with, and we will be famous one day because of it, because of this stream. If you guys are all here, you're all going to get a royalty because this video is going to be turned into a digital access key as well.
Yeah, hold on. You've offered every single person in the chat $1 million if we get the Renault contract. Now you're offering everyone who watches the video a royalty. You got to slow down. I don't know whose money you're spending, but it's my channel. So at the end of the day, I'm going to be liable for, like, I'm going to have guys in 10 years coming, listen, you owe me.
You do.
No, I don't. So the views expressed by CADE BERGMAN are CADE BERGMAN's only and do not bind or represent the Web3 show whatsoever.
Remember, this is on Philip's channel, guys.
Just a small disclaimer in there. But I really like access key for a car brand, as I've said 1 million times. So I think that's really cool. All right. So anybody who knows me knows that I love Hot Wheels. And if you don't know that about me, just watch a video from about a week ago called my In Real Life Collections, where I showed you guys some of my collectibles. I've got a whole lot of Hot Wheels, some very special ones. Anyway, I love this. So Hot Wheels have already launched some NFTs in the space. But the news, and successfully, but the news is that they've actually now launched their own NFT marketplace, or they're launching their own NFT marketplace. So they're no longer going to be doing it on third parties. They've basically proved the concept with their previous successful drops that have been successful. And now they are moving on to their own marketplace. Now, the reason I think this works really well, and it's a good partnership, Hotwheels and blockchain technology, is because you already have a captive buyer base who are already buying the physical cards. And here they're launching unique collections of physical cards that can only be purchased by holders of the NFT. So for anyone who wants a rare Hot Wheels, they're saying, hold on, the way to do that is to mint this NFT. And everyone who mints, they mint a pack, right? And effectively it costs about $25 for this pack, and it contains 7 Hot Wheel NFTs.
Nice.
There's always 4 basic Hot Wheel NFTs, 2 epic, and 1 guaranteed rare car. And then if you're very lucky, you can get a treasure hunt. And when you get a premium or a treasure hunt, the premium or the treasure hunt is what can be redeemed in real life for those unique cars, which is really, really cool. So anyone who is a real Hot Wheels collector will know a treasure hunt car is the cars that on the packaging have got a little sign that is hidden. That means it's a treasure hunt. And that's where you get your scalpers, the guys who go to the toy stores, sit there all day trying to find the treasure hunts. I'm going to get you one quickly to show you. Kate, what do you think about this?
I think it's dope. I like that idea, dude. I like the idea, or the process that they're rolling this with. It reminds me a little bit of the NBA Top Shot in a sense.
Yeah, for sure. So if you have a look here, it's going to be really hard to show you, but this is just a standard Hot Wheel in the
Philip's
packaging.
Going to be giving everybody one of these who's in the stream. Every single person in the stream one.
But if you look in between the car on the card, you can sort of see there's a mark over there behind the car, and it's a circle there. Yeah, and that means that this is a treasure hunt, and that's what the scalpers. I've turned it around. You can see on the packaging behind the car, there's a mark there. That's what scalpers look for, and these are rare because the ones without this mark, they're making tens of millions of each design, hundreds of millions. They are worth nothing. They are completely worthless. They will never be worth anything. But the treasure hunts and the premiums, those are the ones that will be worth something. Also, what makes a premium is the rubber wheels. So most of them have plastic wheels. If they have rubber wheels on a Hot Wheel, that makes it a premium and makes it more rare and more collectible. So here you've got an opportunity to get treasure hunts and premiums from buying this $25 NFT. They've already raised or been able to profit to the tune of $5 million from their previous drops, which was done on the Wax blockchain. This is now they saying, okay, we've proven the point. There is a case here for us that we can make money off this, and it fits our brand so much so that we are launching our own marketplace.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool. Yeah, it seems like this is the path that most companies are rolling with. They're just like, we can do this on our own. And it's not bad. Like it's the same. Like I feel like we kept seeing companies drop their marketplace and people kept saying like, why are you doing this? We already have OpenSea. But it's the same exact thing as a company having their own website. Like, yes, you can probably buy it on Amazon or wish.com or something or whatever third party technically company that's kind of in demand, or you can buy straight from the website. Same with Ledger. You can buy something on Amazon. It's probably not safe to do that, or you can just go straight to Ledger's website. It's gonna be the same thing with the NFT marketplace. It's just gonna have at least the majority, if not all of it, gonna be NFTs from their collection. Probably gonna have the highest rewards within their ecosystem as well to buy through their own NFT marketplace. And that's what it's gonna be for.
So we've seen CryptoPunks has been like this forever.
Exactly.
And we've recently seen Bored Ape Yacht Club very recently in the last week has launched their own marketplace. But Kate, just look how cool this car is, bro. Like this is one of them. This is an example of one of the premiums that you'll be able to get if you're lucky enough to pull it in the NFT pack. But you can see the wheels. I mean, just from that, this is really, really a collector's item, which is so cool. And $25 is not a lot, bro.
No,
like
not at all.
Especially in NFT terms, it's really, really not.
I agree. Philip, there's some drool coming down.
Yeah, geez, proper. This excites me because it's two things that I'm passionate about, like blockchain and Hot Wheels coming together. You know.
And tell me again what the deal is for any kind of in real life.
So
Thing?
you pay $25. You get 7, I think, different cars, NFTs, right? And in there is a couple of rares. I'm trying to find the exact numbers. Like I think it was 4, and then you get. Let's just go back to this article over here. I'll give you the exact what we said. Each pack contains 7 Hot Wheel NFTs. There'll be 4 basic NFTs. That you won't be able to redeem for a real car, but the NFTs. 2 epics.
Got it.
And 1 guaranteed rare car. So that rare car will be either a premium or a treasure hunt. And so you'll be able to get one Hot Wheel for $25, but also 7 other NFTs, right?
I like this. This is like opening up a Yu-Gi-Oh pack. You know you're gonna get 1 holo or Pokemon. You know you're gonna get 1 shiny holo. Everything else is like who knows what you're gonna get. And the rarity of the holo just depends on pure luck. I fucking like that. How do we?
But it's a step further because you can get a physical. Then you get a physical as well, which is really cool. Yeah, so it's taking collectibles a step further.
All right, how do we do this? What's the move to be part of this?
So they haven't yet, or have they launched it?
Oh, it's going to be on the Flow blockchain, it says.
Direct to consumer. I didn't know you had a dog, bro.
Oh my God, it's Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Drive the lane.
Guys, click that like button too, because this is true alpha. This is actually really cool. Click that like button for Philip and subscribe to his YouTube channel.
Yeah, bro. So you go to creations.mattel.com and then click explore.
When whitelist, bro. When whitelist.
Look at these cars, bro.
That's pretty sweet.
Even the packaging is like, because there's going to be such a limited amount of them, they really are going to hold value. And they're the physical cars for sure.
I think it's pretty cool. Dude.
Wow.
That's very cool.
Look at this McLaren. That's really nice, bro.
Yo, which car would be a dream one to get as a rare or premium?
This one, yeah. The one that I showed you was the nicest one, the Corvette.
True. Yeah, it's a nice one.
That's really, really nice.
Here, hold on. I'm gonna grab.
That's
nice. Be right back.
That's my favorite for sure. So I'm trying to find out for CADE and the viewers exactly where we're going to be able to get it. How cool how they've done the packaging moving. I'm sure they'll just do it like lenticular printing or hologram on the actual packaging, but I like how they've done it here. So you'll get 4 basics, and here you can see you can even redeem some of the basics for cars. That's epics, the Flame, Series 3. Here's the roadmap for the NFT garage. It's really cool. Really, really cool. Let's see what the FAQs say. Oh, I hate these. What is an NFT? I know they have to have them.
Yeah.
But
they should split them up into like basic and like not basic questions. That'd be great.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Right, how do we get this whitelist, bro?
How do I open my packs? No.
How do we buy it?
I'm trying to see. I purchased
there it is. Number 19. Number 19. What are the steps to buying a pack?
Okay. Go to the product page in online shop for a pack you wish to buy. While the pack is in stock, click add to cart. You'll be taken to a cart page. On the cart page, adjust the quantity. On the checkout page, fill in the payment information. So it seems you can just buy it, bro. Let's try go there. I would actually really like to.
Is there any kind of opportunity for flipping the NFTs that would have value, you think? Is there a limit on the amount in the collection?
Yeah. So I imagine if you get a really rare epic or treasure hunt and you choose not to redeem it, so you hold the NFT, which represents that you haven't redeemed it for physical, someone might buy that off you.
Got it.
Right?
Okay. All right, let's do this. Is it available now, you think?
I don't know, bro. There's a lot of different shops here, but I would imagine
guys, this might be alpha. If this is alpha, I'm going to sink $100 into this.
Okay, so you've got Hot Wheel Collector 1 year RLC digital membership.
Wow. Wait, then you can get these. These are available right now, it looks like.
Hot Wheels Collectors. But, bro, I don't know if this is
What did it say? It said go to shop and then what?
Go to the product page in the online shop for the pack. So
Okay,
I mean,
so there's a pack.
I'm just in Hot Wheel collectors at the moment. I've actually got a very similar one to this Batman one. I've got a very, very similar one.
It's just hard because they're all $25, which is the same price as the NFT.
No, but what we like digital membership club, I don't think that's what we're talking about here.
Nah. It's not the same price either.
We're
What
looking
does it
for
say?
the
Wait, hold on. Is that how
packs.
you get whitelist stuff? That might be how you get whitelist.
No. I think that's just to become a part of the club.
Oh.
Hot Wheels collector. It might be somewhere here, bro. Here it says wheels pack. Oh no, that's literally wheels.
It might not be available, I guess.
I hope you put your hand in front of your mouth, CADE. Because I'm looking at my screen. I'm not looking at you. Don't know.
Digital membership.
No, it's just the Red Line Club. So this is what they were doing, Web2. This isn't Web3.
All right, maybe go back to that steps page. There might be something else on that page, like another question.
No, it's very easy. Go to the product page in the online shop. So I went to shop. Let's go shop all. Oh, now I've lost it. Brand category. Packs I'm looking for or something like that. But look, this news article is specifically for doing it on their own marketplace, which might be this, and that's for the 5th drop. The first 4 drops have happened already, so I don't think they're available anymore. So the 5th drop is what we're really interested in. And it's only starting in early 2023.
Okay. I could see this flying a little bit, dude. I could see it flying to like 0.3.
Yeah, but you know what's nice about it? This is when they do well, in my opinion. This is when you're not buying the NFT to see if you can flip it. You're buying the NFT because you love the brand and they're offering you something unique that you can only get through holding NFTs. This is the future of NFTs. I'm not saying necessarily Hot Wheels. I'm saying that where it's not about, oh, can I 2X and get out quickly before they rug me? It's like, oh my God, this is a limited edition of something I love. How do I get one?
I'm flipping it.
I'm not interested in selling it. I mean, obviously, if someone offers me freaking 50 ETH and I get the rarest one, I would really seriously sell it. But I mean, in the end of the day, it doesn't matter what the floor price is. It's something I want, the rare physical that I can only get through having the NFT.
True. Good point.
It's cool, hey?
Yeah, I love it. I love that.
I also like that. All right. Then I'm sure you've heard about this, CADE. Like this whole big land sale going on. I think it started tonight in the Sandbox. Have you heard about it?
I actually have not.
Okay, so Sandbox, right, is a metaverse being built out by Animoca Brands, is the main shareholder of that. They're a very big Web3 gaming studio, and they are now auctioning off a whole lot of new land. There's 1,967 lands that are going up for auction, 50 estates, 695 regular lands, 134 premium lands, and 19 one-of-one pieces of lands with standard and premium land allocated via blind ballot. And so they've partnered with Snoop, they've partnered with Playboy, Tony Hawk to bring this auction to you. And they're hoping to raise a shit ton of money and sell a fortune of land through this.
Yeah. Well, Lydia, dude, you're always going to get a little bit of FOMO, I guess, with the big names like this.
Yeah, you've also got Voxy's here, Time magazine.
Time. FaZe, I see FaZe in there.
Yeah.
On the left.
Cool. Is that Dolce & Gabbana? No. Don't know. I can't see that very well.
I can't tell either.
That Hermit Club, I don't know what that is. So it's quite interesting. There's going to be different waves. The first wave starts pretty much today. Second wave, the 1st of December, and third wave in 2023. So this is the one that we're talking about here, the Playboy and Tony Hawk and Snoop Dogg one. Yeah, and just interesting, really interesting to see them making some moves.
Yeah, I kind of like lost interest in Sandbox just because of how it's really hard to. It's like I love pixels, but it's really hard to be sold on what I've seen so far in Sandbox. I don't know.
It's not just Sandbox. For me, it's very hard to be sold on pixel metaverses full stop. I much prefer like other Deed by the Bored Ape Yacht Club one, that where it's real life, that realistic 3D engine.
But some people like Lego World. Some people like playing in the Lego games, and so that's where I know there's a market for pixel art.
So maybe it's just us. Well, isn't Roblox also pixel?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure Roblox is pixel, and my kids love that, and they play that all day, and they're young. I mean, so they would prefer 3D, and they love that. So I don't know, bro. Don't know. Each to their own. But look, the good thing about Sandbox, the bullish case for Sandbox, in my opinion, and obviously, I mean, none of these stories are in any way sponsored. It's just us talking honestly about everything. The bullish case is that they've got a 6-year head start on everyone else. And you're seeing now with other Deed, everyone was like, yeah, we're going to have a metaverse. And now they're like, okay, well, look, the next test is going to be sort of middle of next year, sort of second quarter of next year, right? Mm-hmm. And then there's going to be another. It takes 5, 10, 15 years to make a fun game, a good, fun game. And Sandbox has got a head start. They've got Animoca brands behind them who are very dedicated to this. They've already got some bullish partnerships. They've already sold a fortune of land, and the land holds a 1.2 ETH floor price for a small parcel of land. It's still holding that floor price. So, yeah, I mean, look, there are some bullish things on it. Would I personally, at this point of time in the market, spend money on land in the Sandbox? I personally would not right now. I wouldn't be spending money on any digital land at the moment whatsoever, because the world is, going through a huge recession that's just about to be felt, the extent of it. So I do think there'll be it's not the time to be, investing in huge speculation. However, with that said, if you have a lot of money and you want to take a tiny percentage of that and put it on this in case this ends up being something, I mean, for 1 ETH, you could end up with something worth 100 ETH, Yeah,
it's true. It's true. It's facts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, guys. All also, right. I see 8 people in the chat right now. I don't even see 8 likes. And there's no way, because I know people have jumped in and out. If you haven't clicked that like button, that's fucked up.
Okay, because you're funny. You see, I don't know. I don't like asking for likes.
You need to ask for likes. You're not going to get the likes without it. They'll happily do it. They just don't think about it. Like when I'm watching a stream, unless I actively remember, oh, have I clicked the like button? I won't do it. It's not anything like, it's not like I don't want to. I just forget, or I just don't think about it. It's like call to actions, bro. It's like sales. You just got to ask. Like, yo, if you guys appreciate the stuff we put in and the content we got, if you guys like us, then liking the video helps us. So if you guys want to help us out.
Well, the bigger thing for me is I'd rather, if someone stumbled across us and is enjoying the content, I'd rather remind them to subscribe to the channel and to CADE as well, because then you won't miss us in future. Like, subscribe and put the bell notification on if you enjoy the content. That would be amazing. And for CADE, hit the like button.
Click the like button, but mainly you want to follow us on Twitter, because it's just, it's faster. You can get like our initial thoughts on stuff as they come. Versus YouTube videos, we have to plan, edit, shoot, and like do all the things. So if you guys want to follow us on Twitter, mine is there. My username down like where it's labeled is just at @BERGMAN. That's me. But I think Twitter's the best place. Twitter just feels like kind of like an all-in-one platform already. And dude, once they start introducing the video side of it, I think it's over, bro. Like I really do think Twitter is gonna work because of their no nonsense policy. If we can, like, whatever you want to do, versus being owned by Meta with Instagram. And I really do think Twitter is going to be it.
Yeah, I agree with you. And you called it on the show here a couple of months ago when Elon just took over. And I was like, yeah, that's going to be a small part of it. And literally 2 weeks later, Elon Musk said, look, this is a huge part of it.
Yeah,
we're going to be coming out with content. So you definitely on the money. Yeah. You're on the money then. I think they're going to give TikTok and potentially YouTube, the shorts.
Yeah.
Bit of a run for their money for
It's
sure.
an algorithm, bro.
Sure.
They're just going to choose, okay, like, let's give them an algorithm that boosts people who are just posting. And there's not a lot of people here. We're going to reward the people posting here. They're going to use the same layout YouTube Shorts did, the same layout TikTok did, the same layout Instagram Reels is doing right now, which is based on growth and fucking expansion. And like, that's a really good algorithm to be on. And if Twitter's like that, it's going to be good. Oh, also, I didn't read that comment, but sorry.
So Anthony was saying that he already hit the like button, but that CADE's right. You've got to remind people to hit the like.
Hell yeah, baby.
I don't like it.
Hell yeah.
I don't like it.
I mean, I don't like doing it either. Like, I would, if I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't do it. But I just know that you have to do it to get likes. Otherwise, I just won't do it.
I don't like doing it. Okay, Ticketmaster. This is another use case for blockchain technology. It is one that we have long said, and not just us. I mean, the space knows that tickets are perfect for blockchain. I think the way that it came, just in general, the way that people came to it is like we've also always said, proof of ownership of a Rolex is a good example of NFT blockchain technology, right? Because there's so many fakes and it's so hard, right? And then we've expounded on that to say your home loan, your marriage certificate, anything that can be copied, maybe diamonds, whatever. So the reason that we've always said tickets also is more from the collectible side, because people's ticket stubs to like an Elvis Presley event can be very, very valuable. And so that sort of made us think of NFTs and whatever. But here we're actually seeing sort of a little bit very different to the Renault story, but sort of like that, where they are really interested in the blockchain technology as far as making their usual issuing of tickets and tracking it and knowing who's buying their tickets much more streamlined and cost effective on blockchain. It just makes more sense for them. So Ticketmaster registers NFT and Web3 trademarks. And I mean, last week we mentioned Rolex, and the week before, everyone's just registering NFT trademarks at the moment. And the news around this was on the 21st of November, so pretty recent. It was licensed by trademark attorney Mark Corbunis via Twitter. And basically, it's for the following: virtual goods and media, digital goods created with blockchain-based software technology, including photos, artwork, images, games, and videos; virtual experiences, which is really interesting for a ticketing company; and downloadable computer software and programs for creating, storing, trending, sending, and receiving cryptocurrency, tickets, NFTs, crypto collectibles, and other tokens. So it's a broad trademark filing, which shows that either they just want to cover all their bases and they don't know exactly how they're going to use it, or they know exactly how they're going to use it and they're going to turn their whole system and internal processes and database onto blockchain.
Wow. Yeah. Very, very interesting. I like this.
Okay.
I don't have too much to add to it. I just like it. I mean, it's dope.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's just that I think I'm like making you incredibly bullish today. Ticketmaster is the largest global event ticketing company in the world.
Ticketmaster is huge. Ticketmaster is a huge, huge platform. Very cool. I just think, I don't know. It's just like people are just making waves, bro. Like waves are happening right now. Things are happening right now. People are using it right. When the market's healthy, y'all don't realize, like, this is gonna fucking, it's gonna be wild. Like, people forget what it's like in a bull market when we're in the bear. Like, there's just no way to like feel what that's like again until it's back. But like, I assure y'all, it's coming back at some point. It will be back. There's every bear market's always been followed by a bull market. So it's just like, it's coming back. You just gotta survive this recession, and you'll survive. Just as long as you're watching these YouTube videos.
So NFT ticketing is definitely heating up. They've given examples here of where it's been successfully done. NBA Top Shot did it previously, where they did 30 NFTs that gave you VIP access to the NBA All-Star games. Mayweather in May this year sold tickets as NFTs. And then we've had the NFL expanded its NFT ticket stub program to the 2022 and 2023 season.
Nice.
So we're definitely seeing a trend over here, and it does seem like a really good fit, blockchain technology and ticketing. Just like we've also said, music is a great fit because you don't have to worry about the royalties not being paid to the artist. So to here, tickets are also a great fit, and we're seeing that here.
Oh yeah, baby. Hell yeah. What else we got?
Alrighty. I got lots, but this one we got to touch on a little bit. Just a bit of an update. We're not going to spend a lot of time. Everyone knows, what's happened here. But basically, we had this court case where FTX doesn't have to say who the 50 biggest creditors are in court for now. That could change. So the creditors that are collectively, the 50 biggest creditors are collectively owed $3 billion. That's just the biggest 50, hey? And they also have said that the Chapter 15, the bankruptcy proceedings, will be moving to Delaware from the Bahamas. So that's what came out from this. And we also saw really interestingly. Okay, do you have anything to add on the FTX side of thing? I mean, the guy's sitting in his mansion with his parents, free as a bird. Whereas,
I mean, he
if
just
I
duped
send
everyone, bro. He just duped everyone. He understood branding and he just used it for evil. He does everything we did that we talk about for personal branding, and he used it effectively and chose to just go evil. That's pretty much what happened. He crushed it. Like, he crushed it and fooled everybody. I don't know if anything else
but the
to say
question
that.
is he going to face recourse? Is there going to be
he's
recourse
fucked.
for
There's
what
no
he's
way.
done?
He's got to be fucked. I mean, isn't he already like in captivity? Or whatever the word is, like,
Yeah,
isn't he
sort
already
of
caught?
house. I'd say he's in his compound, and until further notice has been asked nicely not to leave. But there's two sides to this, right? As far as what I'm hearing, the one is that if you look carefully at the terms and conditions, you, by depositing with them, you handed over your crypto, and they can do with it as they like.
I also think he could disappear. He's got enough connections, and he probably has access to funds that we don't know about still, probably millions of dollars, that he could probably be like, yo, get me out of here. I think it could happen.
Hundreds of millions.
Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if he got away and people were like, oh, he's gone. He's on the run, just like Do Kwon, which people pretty much forgot about. Who knows what happened to that guy? But yeah, I don't know.
No, well, Do Kwon's going to face the music. Do Kwon was a bit different. Look, I think Sam will as well. I do. I think he's got a lot of powerful people on his side, and we've seen that from the media coverage, the sort of in real life media coverage that he's getting, being painted as this amazing philanthropist. Oh, poor Sam, he can't save the whole world now from the next pandemic. The poor victim, because of the unfortunate circumstance at FTX. This poor man cannot save all of us from the next pandemic, which is just quite humorous to watch. The big news
people's
networks.
People's artwork has been so fucking.
That was a bit too much.
Lately.
No, bro. Yeah, so it's too
funny.
much.
I haven't enjoyed it, but it's funny. I mean, I definitely haven't enjoyed it. I would definitely, enjoyed. It's not the word I would use either, but it's pretty fucking funny. Like, he has gotten very I don't know the word is, but interesting. We'll say that he's become very interesting character with his art. Depicting what's going on.
So what we did say as it happened, or what I said to you as it happened, is that there's going to be a movie made out of this as it happened. So we got Apple are trying to secure the film rights to make a movie on the FTX thing. I mean, it's like reminds me of that. What's that show? Wolf on Wall Street. That's going to be that type of movie, if you ask me. But just instead of it being really cool people like schnaffing coke off strippers' assholes, it's going to be very nerdy people taking amphetamines and having missionary sex on beanbags. So it's going to be the nerd version of Wolf of Wall Street. I want to see Kate's expression at the moment.
Dude, this is gonna be fabulous. It reminds me, actually, there's a Netflix documentary. I think it's about Quadriga, is what the exchange was called. a big exchange, basically like the Coinbase of Canada a few years ago. And they basically Bitcoin crashed and they lost everything. The exact situation that FTX basically went, they halted all withdrawals, everyone lost their money, but then the founder disappeared and apparently died in Asia, but there's no fucking way he died. Like he's definitely
What's
alive
that? The
somewhere.
Bitcoin.
It's a Bitcoin exchange. I believe it was called Quadriga, but it's a Netflix documentary.
Oh, they've already got it. Okay,
It's been out for
exactly.
a while. I watched it last year. It was an incredible documentary. It was very, very well put together.
Yeah,
you should watch it.
So yes, I would like to. If you send me the name, I'd really. It's a Mount Gox. Is that what we're talking about? The Mount Gox hack of Bitcoin. I'm sure that's the. I mean, that was the big thing that happened.
No, so it's called Trust No One. The hunt. Is it the hunt for the crypto king? But it has this guy. Hold on, let's see what I'll focus.
Yeah, Crypto Dreams also said trust no one.
Trust no one will make your clutch your big. Just you see this character with this mask on. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay, I'm sure it's about. It must be based on the Mount Gox hack that happened for sure.
I don't think it was a hack. I think they don't have access to the money. Bitcoin crashed. It went from like whatever it was to a tenth of the price, and they didn't have the money to secure it because they were loaning it out.
Yeah, sounds very.
Also,
familiar.
chance only is pumping.
Awesome. Apple seeks full rights to Bankman-Fried's story. Past month's been a roller coaster. We know all of this. Lewis is the author behind The Big Short, Moneyball, and The Blind Side, and has been embedded with Bankman-Fried for the past 6 months before the dramatic collapse of FTX. So they're in talks with Michael Lewis to acquire his yet unpublished book about FTX founder. And the tech giants near to the deal with Lewis. So they're trying to get the rights to make it into a movie, which would be really, really cool. And I'm pretty sure they will. They will get the rights. Look at this tweet. These are who's going to be the actors.
Oh my God. Is it actually?
No. They're just trolling. But it's quite good.
That's pretty funny, actually.
Yeah, that is funny.
Isn't Jonah? I'm pretty sure Jonah lost all his weight, actually.
Well, he'll put it back on for this role because he's perfect. She's not as perfect as for the Caroline role, but that's quite cool. And then also Amazon. So Amazon is doing a series. They are doing a series on FTX.
Wow.
Wow. Apple wants to do a film on it and get the rights to that, and that's what they're trying. But Amazon has commissioned a TV series about the collapse. It's already been commissioned. AGBO, independent film and television production company, will be responsible for producing the new show. The studio will be led by Anthony Russo and Joseph Russo, American directors and producers. The show's production is expected to start early 2023. It will have a total of 8 episodes. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing it. They better not paint him as a darling that they have been at the moment. It better be correct.
They couldn't. Not with the amount of shit that's come out now.
Oh God, I mean, to think we all looked up to this guy so much. We should have done more research.
I didn't look up to this motherfucker. I barely knew who he was.
I knew who he was.
I barely knew him. I only learned about him after all this shit happened. I was like, oh wow, I didn't know too much about him. I mean, I knew about FTX, but I didn't really hear too much about Sam Bankman-Fried until this whole thing happened, and then I kind of dove into it a little bit. But yeah, I mean, he just got caught out, bro. I mean, CZ really fucked him. I mean, that's the all-time like.
Yeah, but it would have happened, Cade, if it didn't happen. CZ made it happen a bit quicker than it would have happened. But, I mean, he was just in a big hole, bro. He was lending money left, right, and center to gamble with. And, gambling with your Bitcoin, pretty much. Selling your Bitcoin and buying high-risk altcoins to try and get the big returns. All right, Cade. Oh, sorry, yeah.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I didn't have anything to say.
It really looked like you were going to say something.
I don't know what I was going to say.
All right. Da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Time for live Q&A. All right. So what we've been doing and what we are doing is every week, Cade and I are tweeting out and asking you to put your questions, anything that you want to ask Kate and I, and then we go through it live on the show. So Kate is going to be asking the questions, and then Kate and I are going to be answering.
Yes, hold on. Trying to find where I put that tweet out. I know. Oh, Luke had the questions. So Luke had a couple. He said, on average, how long does it take to edit a YouTube video?
I do lives, and then I cut them up, and I sometimes put a end screen and beginning screen. So it still takes a bit of time because you've got to get all the timestamps right and all of the rest. But I think, Kate, you do a lot more editing. You'll be much better suited to answer this.
Depending on the kind of video it is, I don't do too many crazy edits. If you look at YouTubers that you're watching, Luke, the majority of them have an editor, and I imagine they get it out in under an hour. For myself, I don't do any crazy edits, and it takes me about probably an hour for a normal video. If it's just screen sharing and I'm just going through it, I can probably knock a video out in an hour. But if I'm doing podcast clips and I'm doing short form content, that can take a few hours total because I got to clip them up. Then I have to format them correctly on the computer. Then I have to airdrop them to my phone. Then I have to crop it for the iPhone portrait style. And then I have to add captions to it. So that whole process can take a little bit of time, depending on how long the podcast is. Usually they're an hour and a half. So probably 3 hours turnaround time.
I imagine Luke's like thinking of starting YouTube, like on some level. Do you remember when you started and you weren't as proficient and experienced as you are now, how long it used to take you to edit? Was it a lot longer? I imagine it must have been.
Well, I've been editing since I was like 9, because I started on Windows Movie Maker when I was doing soccer videos when I was literally in middle school. So I've been editing for my whole life. But when I first learned Final Cut Pro, which is a professional editing software, it probably took me 2 weeks of tutorials and practicing on random stuff to get the hang of it. And then after that, I was fine. And I imagine if I was a beginner trying to edit a YouTube video like this with no special cuts, no extra sound effects and like swooping things in and out like that, if you don't do any of that stuff, you could probably knock it out in 2 hours or an hour and a half, maybe.
So typically from my side, like after a show like this, so the Freestyle Fridays. So after a show like that, I'll watch it back to get all the exact timestamps. So I'll sort of fast forward, like it doesn't take the full 2 hours to watch it back. I'd say that maybe takes about 45 minutes to get all the timestamps, and then to create maybe like, all the different news articles. So let's say 10 videos out of this, to edit them, put in the keywords, the tags, everything I do probably takes me 2 or 3 hours. So I would say in total, this show after the live probably takes me about 4 hours to then get about 10 videos out of it.
So it's about 6 hours total a week for you, because it's 2 hours for the stream, 4 hours about for something like that. So yeah, I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, with the editing, it gets easier, and it gets easier and faster over time, to the point where, like, if I'm editing a normal video with no extra anything, and it's a very simple video to edit, I can knock the edit out probably 30 minutes. But normally in a normal video, 45 to an hour is normal for my editing. But I also, like, I'm not rushing. The real editing that takes forever is the podcast clips, but that has the highest ROI in my opinion. So I think you should be clipping everything up. Any video you make on YouTube, you should be able to pull out some clips from it if you want. And like, I just made a video called How to Sell NFT Art, where I went through my Web3, or where I went through my course that I made, and the video was like 15 minutes, and I pulled out 21 shorts from it. Every step I just made into its own YouTube short, and that took a little bit of time to make that happen, but it wasn't too bad. Editing just gets easier. And then he also had another question. He says, you said that last time Philip started with a laptop, cam, and mic, which is the bare minimum. Can you outline a roadmap or priority of equipment and software needed as you build out your shows?
Because I might be better suited because I've been doing this less time than you. So I remember the beginning clearer probably, but I mean, afterwards you'll say what you think. So if you don't mind, I'll start. Yeah. So I think the first thing I needed to sort out was a streaming program. So there, I mean, for beginner, you're looking at Restream or StreamYard. Those are pretty much the only two that I know of. I'm sure there's others, but one of the two of those. I know I've never used StreamYard except for when I went on CADE Show, but I've never used it for myself. But I know
No, you
StreamYard.
use StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've never used Restream. So StreamYard on my side, I can't remember exactly, but I think it's about $80 a year or something. I don't remember exactly, but you do need that. You do need that to begin with. So that's software side of things. Then obviously opening a YouTube account is completely free. There's a admin to do to try and get it monetized later on, but to start it, there's no cost involved. Then in the very beginning, if you look at my very first video where I introduced myself and whatever, that was literally just a laptop. Just a laptop. So I had my laptop, which has a mic in it and has a very basic camera. And my thinking was, like I've said before, about a lot of stuff that I want to start. I do a bit of research, a tiny bit, but I often just jump in the deep end. And like once I get past doing the first video and the second one, and they were really, really average and fine, and the picture quality is terrible and the sound quality is terrible. Everything was terrible, but
it was terrible.
But at the end of the day, it got me not to be scared of it and to go further and further. So in the very beginning, if you just want to start making content, get it out there just to get used to it and get a bit of confidence in it and get used to it and all of that, you literally don't need anything except for a StreamYard and your laptop. And then the next thing I got was a mic, because it was like really, really not expensive, and the sound was messing out. And then about 3 or 4 or 5 months ago, CADE said to me, "Your video is terrible. Are you using your laptop?" And I said to him, "What do you mean? My video looks fine." And then he sent me a screenshot showing me him next to me. And so there you can invest in a camera. What I've done, and like just to be transparent with you, is I've got the latest iPhone, the big one with the 4 cameras at the back, and I use that as the camera.
Do you use the front camera or do you use the
No,
okay.
the back, the 4. I mean, I can do cool stuff with it. I can do like the background blurred and all of that sort of stuff. I can have a light from it. I mean, it's got autofocus. You can see it's got pretty much everything.
It looks good.
Yeah, it's got pretty much everything that you've got over there.
I still think if you get a camera, you'll be like, "Whoa, I should have gotten a camera 6 months ago."
I know that. The one thing is there is a slight lag at times because and now my setup is I've got my laptop in front of me. I've got a screen where I'm seeing CADE and me and the comments. I've got an iPad next to me, which is taking me through the content of the show on the thing, and then I've got the mic, which I don't like keeping in thing.
Wait,
but it's right here.
Put it close. Is it any better if it's closer to you? Say something.
Hello.
Wait, keep talking with that there for like a minute. I want to see if there's like a big difference. Where is it
So
at right now?
It's right in front of me right now.
Or no, normally, sorry.
It's like literally just on the desk, out of the frame, sitting. It's like it's close enough. It really is.
I like the way the mic looks on camera. I feel like it looks like you're doing a podcast when you have the mic there.
But you know what the thing is? Often I'm using the laptop extensively for the topics and whatever, and I find like to get around the mic, it just it got.
I just moved it, bro. I just moved my mic over here when I'm working, and then when I'm going to stream, I just move it to here.
No, I mean during the stream, I'm on my laptop.
Oh, okay.
Like,
got it.
And to have the mic stand in the middle, I also have the arm where it can come like a side.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just distracted me a bit. As long as it sounds good, I'm happy for it to be out of frame. So yeah, that would be my answer to that from my side. You know, obviously the biggest investment is going to be the camera. And like Kate can talk to you about that. But I mean, those can go like, what, Kate? $1,000 to $10,000. I mean,
I'd say you're gonna spend at least $500 on a decent camera. I say go with the A6400 Sony. I just think that's the best bang for your buck. It's like $900. It's got a flip out screen so you can see yourself. You can change the recording time to be unlimited. So as long as your battery lasts, you can go unlimited. Like we've been going for almost 2 hours here. My camera is fine because I have a battery that plugs into the wall versus a normal battery. So it's got unlimited streaming until the camera overheats, basically, which is a long, long time. But I remember when I first upgraded, this was when I was in middle school still. I remember because I had a shit camera that my parents had, basically. They had an old digital camera. So I used theirs and it was terrible. And then actually it wasn't that terrible. It was okay. And then I remember being like, you know what? like I have to invest in myself. I remember thinking that was the very first time I ever invested in myself. I didn't even know what that meant. There wasn't YouTube videos to explain what that meant either. I came with that in my head. And I was like, wait, if I get a better camera, my videos will look better. And if my videos look better, that's good for everything because that's all I'm doing is like making videos. So I saved up like $100, bought like an even shittier camera, but it was a little bit newer, so I could change the settings, so it like turned into look a little bit more HD. And I remember because it was awesome, and I got that. It made me way more motivated. It's kind of like when you go to the gym and you have a nice fit on, you got your favorite shirt on, your favorite shoes or whatever, and you feel a little bit better when you walk into the gym. It's kind of like that. That's the way I look at it when you upgrade gear. It just gives you a little bit of a buzz for a couple weeks, and just kind of keeps you going. But as far as like what kind of stuff you need, I mean, if you go back 2 years on my YouTube channel to June of 2020 in COVID is when I first started jumping back into YouTube again. And I started with my iPhone, a wall right behind me, and a fucking trash can and a stool, and I used as a tripod. And I just did that. And then I bought like a $20 microphone, added that to the camera, used that little $20 microphone for the videos. Slowly did that for a while. Then I ended up getting the camera, the Sony a6400, the same one I'm using right now, actually. Bought that camera, bought a Video Mic Pro, and then upgrade to this one, which is the Video Mic Pro Plus, which turns on automatically with your camera. But as far as like what you need in a roadmap, I would say use your phone or use a phone. It's the cheapest way I think for most people. And
if you've got decent video, right? But also selfie lights we left out, which are very cheap. But you need a couple of lights, and that takes a while to get used to. Yeah,
use a ring light. I don't use a ring light. I use if you type in on Amazon key light, go on YouTube and watch a lighting video and learn about YouTube studio lighting and stuff. And you're gonna learn that all you need is one big light in front of you. I have three actually, but that's because I'm a nerd about it. I have a light here that's like this big, and it's a big square of light, and it just beams right at me here. There's one over here. It beams at me this way, and then I have a key light, or I have this ring light right in front of me because I was using it as a stand for my phone earlier. And then I have my camera here. But I don't think you need anything. I think the thing you need is just this main light right in front of you. And then if you can have things in the background behind you, at least 10 feet or so, 5 to 10 feet behind you, it gives you a little bit of depth of field. And if you can have lights in the back, like I have my LED blues, my George Cam sign, so it gives me a little bit of depth and separation from me as the subject versus the background. But that's all stuff you learn as you go. The only thing you need is like the bare minimum recording device. Don't even need audio. Yeah, you can buy a cheap mic.
And the thing is that if you're gonna wait to get everything before you start, you might never start. Like the circumstance might never be perfect for everything. I do think like get out there, start doing it, and figure it out as you go along. That would be my advice. I don't know.
I agree.
I think that's what we all did. I mean, all of our first videos are the same. It's us on a shit camera with no lights and scared out of our brain, just getting used to it. But okay, I think it also depends on the type of content you want to make. In the end of the day, like mine is not, I'm not trying to be like fully edited, finished product. I really just want to be an honest voice in the space and have it sort of unscripted to some degree. Yes, I know what I'm going to talk about, but I like to discover things with you guys. And, you know, I don't know. For me, it's just more about the relationship with the viewer more than anything else. And I don't think it matters if I've got the best camera and the best lights and everything. I think that at this point it's sufficient for that. But I think with CADE, and CADE, correct me if you're wrong, I mean, just in general, this is very much where you want to be. You want to be, you like the next Joe Rogan, you've said many times, like equivalent of that. So CADE's always, like even before the show, on the show for Black Friday, did you say you wanted to get a mic potentially?
I'm probably going to get that.
Yeah, exactly. So he's constantly leveling up. Look, maybe I will also. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty happy with the quality at this stage. But I was happy when it was just a laptop.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like I read this thing or I watched this video, I think, and the guy was talking about how money changes as you get more, and they're like you cross a certain number where it becomes less about survival and more about like, oh, what can I do here with this? Like, what's the potential I can manage to reach here? And I think that's, at least for me, it seems like that's where my general natural interests in life is fulfilling my potential. Like whatever I think I can do, I want to try and be the best at it. Like whatever I end up getting, I get bored, or I try and, you know, level up, or I leave. Like it has to be one of those. I can't just sit there and do nothing. It's just for some reason that's in my DNA. And that's I think, in my opinion, at least for right now, that's my purpose, is to fulfill my potential and to do the things I want to do and accomplish the things that I couldn't have back in the day.
For sure. I mean, but you see it. You see someone like an Alex Becker. He's got like a 1.5 million or whatever subscribers, and he'll do a video where he'll do very much like my style. Well, he was there first, so his style, where he'll talk very, very not edited. And then when he wants to show you a graph, he literally shares like a rough drawing of a graph. So that's just proving the point that it depends the type of content. Whereas then you watch the Parallax, who's another NFT YouTuber who is very polished, and his videos are well edited and everything. And that's like a different genre of it. But I enjoy watching that very much. But I also enjoy Alex Becker's frankness and just speaking how he feels in his drawings. Yep. So, you've got to sort of figure out where you want to fit in all of that, right?
Exactly. And you don't have to have the crazy, like when I get an editor, I'm going to probably work closely with him the first first few weeks, just to be like, okay, just because you can throw in every sound effect under the sun and every graphic doesn't mean we need to do it. Especially for my brand, it might be counter effective. It might take away from my brand. It'd be like kind of weird and childish almost, because I still want like business owners to be like watching these and like the older people to be interested in it. I'm not as much trying to attract the younger people, even though there's probably more ROI for attention there. I just think that the business opportunities come when you age up your content a little bit. And I'm already 24, so I'm only getting older. So it's like, it just makes sense for me. So yeah.
So I guess I was exactly the same as you, CADE, in Perkel. Like thinking about it. So my first website was, as I'm sure you've seen, I don't know if you've seen my journey or whatever, or my Tom interview, I think I mentioned it. My first website was literally hosted on my PC at home. That when the fans were going, I knew there was more than one person on the website, and it was an Excel document that we use clip art. That was it. And I was quite comfortable with that, right? Until our current web guy now approached me 19 years ago and said, Philip, this is ridiculous. Sort of like you said about my camera. And then we got the next website, the next website, the next website. Then once we had the right back end for the website to do what we want to do, it became very much like what you're saying now. We knew one supplier that was letting you check stock live on their website. Well, I want to be able to do that. There was another supplier that was letting you like do artwork on it, so you could add your logo to a product. I want to do that. I wanted to make sure that, because that for me was my everything. Like, this is for you, right? So I completely identify with where you're at and where you've come from and where you're going, and how it's just constantly leveling up. And I respect it very much. And I'm exactly the same in real life sort of thing. But this for me has always been no ulterior motives. Like I saw Crypto Dream earlier said, I think my mic's been away too far away. Crypto Dream earlier said he wants to get into CADE's NFT, and if you want to back a good horse, he's a great horse, and I think you should. And then he said, when Philip drops one, Philip's NFT. And the truth is that I don't think it will ever get there. I'm not doing this with any ulterior motives. I really just sort of fell into this as far as offering it as a service to the.
Well, you could drop it as just an art piece. You could drop it and be like, look, this is
I'm not an artist. No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not interested. In the end of the day, I'm happy to grow a following on YouTube I think it's like so beneficial just for me personally, like to honestly have no ulterior motives. So look, I've got no project. I'm not trying to sell you anything. Like nothing. I'm just here to tell you what I'm seeing in the crypto market. I love the space. It interests me. I want to grow in the space and learn more about the space. I hope one day when like it does become mainstream, that my big clients like BP and Siemens and whatever will think of me for their Web3 stuff. But that's the extent of it. So like for me, I'm just happy. I'm happy to like let it be what it is for now, as far as the content goes, and not having to completely sharpen it and make it perfect. And like, I'm just happy to get my message out there, talk about the things that I think are interesting for the space, and get to meet people,
Hell yeah, baby. Hell yeah.
Cool.
Hell yeah. Also, if I don't know if anyone's going to Art Basel, but that looks like it's going to be pretty lit. So I hope everyone has fun. I'm not going to be going. I'm sort of upset because I feel like I maybe could have if I had known about it earlier and planned better. But I had just traveled for that event a couple weeks ago, and then I'm also leaving in December too to travel. So Yeah, if I had known about it, I may have been able to pull some other strings, but I heard about it too late, so I'm not going to be able to go to Art Basel, which sucks because like everyone I know.
When are you traveling? What date?
I leave in I leave again in 3 weeks to go to Colorado to see my parents. And I just left 2 weeks ago as well to go to Connecticut across the country. So,
yeah. So I'm taking the family away. Like there's going to be a couple of Freestyle Fridays that we don't do. Yeah. I'm not taking my laptop. I'm not even taking my cell phone. I'm taking nothing. Intentionally. I want to like not just the NFT side, just in life. Just want to switch off from everything. I don't want to see the news, the local news. I don't want to see the international news. Don't want to see the NFT news, whether it's good or bad. Don't want to know anything. I want to have no distractions. I've got a couple of books that I've been meaning to read for like every holiday. I try to read a couple. So I've got a couple. Take some books. Spend some time with the kids. Like good time, quality time, where I'm completely focused on them for a couple of weeks. So yeah, we'll talk about it the dates, but just for the viewers, give them a bit of a heads up. Sort of mid-December until first or second week of Jan. Cool. 2 or 3 weeks that we're going to be taking a break, which I'm actually really looking forward to.
Yeah.
So, Kate, I think, yeah, for sure. I need it. I needed like change of scenery. No, because you remember with us, with COVID, with Danny, we haven't been on holiday for 3 consecutive years. Whereas we always used to go every December for 3 weeks. So even though I've taken time off and been with them, it's been here at home, where a change of scenery just makes a huge difference. So yeah, I'm looking forward to my first proper in real life holiday in 3 years, opposed to a Metaverse holiday. Yeah.
Hell yeah, man.
Anything else, my brother? I think we're good. We're good on time. It's 2 hours now. I think we should end it, guys. To everyone who's been here with us, Anthony, Crypto Dream, everyone else who's been quieter, a real pleasure having you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for partaking. And we look forward to next week, Freestyle Friday. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. If you're not following CADE, please follow him. If you're not following me, please follow me. And we will see you next week. Look after each other. Keep well. Ciao.
Bye.